won't find a more passionate group of content marketers anywhere else in the world.
This is an event that celebrates all of the how-tos, and you're going to see some of the best and most world-renowned speakers and experts on this topic.
This is where you come to find your people. Join us for Content Marketing World 2022, September 13th through the 16th. We'll see you there.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. It's Amanda with the Content Marketing Institute. Thank you so much for joining me for this special Ask the CMWorld community live stream. Every week, we dive into a new topic with an awesome guest from our CMWorld community, or like today, a very special day, we'll be chatting with several members of our community. I'm very excited for this. This live stream is brought to you by the Content Marketing Institute. We are the leading training and education organization for all things content marketing. You can learn more by heading over to the contentmarketinginstitute.com. We have all kinds of great content, news articles every day, videos, webinars, ebooks, research, and so much more. So head over there to learn more. Here at CMI, we are gearing up, if you don't know this already, for our big event just a few weeks away, the largest content marketing event on the planet, Content Marketing World, which we call CMWorld. So be sure to follow that hashtag across social. It's coming up, and you can join us either in person, September 13th through the 16th in Cleveland, Ohio, or if you're overseas, like many of you who join us each week, you can join us virtually. We have an online event September 20th and the 21st. So if you're a regular here, you've been joining me each week this summer. You know, we've been interviewing some of our amazing speakers who will be at the event. And we'll be getting back to that next week when the one and only Ann Handley will join me. So I hope you show up for that. But today we have a special treat, a little special episode of the live stream. I've assembled a panel of CMWorld attendees to chat all things content marketing, a little bit different than our usual panel here. But when we are done here, after we're all done, you can head over to contentmarketingworld.com. You can see it scrolling on the bottom of the screen there. There's a coupon code. You can check out the agenda. We have some really great content sessions, speakers lined up. I hope you check it out. I hope you join us either online or in person. We'd love to see you. If you do show up, let me know. Send me a message so we can connect as well. All right. So as always, you know, many of you, when you join me today, please give me a virtual wave, say hello, let us know where you're joining us from. If you have any questions or comments throughout this, please feel free to drop it into the comment box. Sorry for that. I haven't done this in a few weeks, but I thought I'd ask you all a question of the day. What do you love most about in-person conferences or events? We're getting close here, 3 weeks away for Content Marketing World. So whether you're a newbie to it or an alumni, or maybe you're just like on the fence, not sure if you should attend, we hope to convince you today. But either way, it's important to prepare for all the learning and the connections and the fun coming up. Those are all three of the things that I love most about in-person events. So we're going to chat about the best ways to prepare for the event and how to get the most out of your Content Marketing World experience. All right, enough of me talking. Let's get to today's guest. Bear with me while I pull everyone up here. All right, first of all, Jennifer Hernandez is the CEO and Director of Strategic Marketing at GEM Marketing Solutions. This will be her second year attending Content Marketing World, and she is from Boston, Massachusetts. And here is Amy Fair. She's a content marketing manager at SpyCloud. This will be her fourth year attending Content Marketing World, and she's from the Dallas, Texas area. And here we go. Jeremy Bednarski is a content strategist with Salesforce, and this will be, get this, his 10th year attending Content Marketing World, and he is from Cleveland, Ohio. Thank you all so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Amanda, for having us.
All right, I already see people checking in. One of our good friends here as well, Andy Robinson. You guys know her. A couple of you know her as well. We have Paula, we have Gerald, we have people joining us from all over. Andy says she's laughing and seeing everyone's smiles. It's hard to do virtually. I know it is. All right, let's get started here. Jennifer, last year was your very first year that you came to Content Marketing World, and I interviewed you, and you said you'd kind of heard about the conference for years, but it wasn't until last year that you finally came. What made you take the leap last year and again this year?
Yeah, so well, I run a marketing agency, so we have a lot of clients that we need to create content for. So we really started to make professional development along for myself and my staff a priority. And we thought no better place to get the information we needed would be at Content Marketing World. So really making it priority, it was kind of like a one-stop shop of catching up on everything we missed along the years, because as we all know, as marketers, things change very quickly and it's hard to keep up with it all. So, looking at the agenda the past year and this year, there's just so much helpful information. So it was a really important resource for me and my team. And we thought last year was the time, and we hope to do it every single year going forward.
That's great. That's great. And Jeremy, all right, you've been attending for a while now, since 2013. I mean, you've been coming for 10 years, so clearly you find value in the event. What keeps bringing you back year after year?
Well, one, it's in Cleveland, and obviously FOMO plays a big part in it. I did actually miss the first 2 years, and it drove me insane. So since then, I know better than to try to miss, because all the greatness that goes on at content marketing, all the great people, I get to see all the great learnings every year. There's just no way really for me to miss out on it.
That's awesome. And you keep finding new learnings every year, right? Like you're learning something new, so you keep coming back.
Yeah, absolutely. Every year that I come in, my goal is to find 2 things that I can bring back and implement into my job before the end of the year, and that keeps me focused on what do I want to take away, and at the same time understanding, things change quickly, and always want to stay on top of what's going on within the content marketing world. No pun intended.
And Amy, you wrote a great piece on LinkedIn after attending CMWorld in 2019. It was like advice for the first timer at CMWorld. And you suggest that people be prepared, because there are a lot of sessions to choose from. What are some of your tips for attendees to do this?
Sure. So if you're like me and you've been trolling the Content Marketing World website, waiting for the agenda to get posted, it is pretty well set. So my recommendation is to get on the site now and start planning out which sessions you want to attend, can't miss speakers, and really start already planning out your personal schedule, so that when the Content Marketing World app drops, then you can already be prepared to go in and start building out your agenda, so you're not so overwhelmed in the moment. There are up to 13 sessions per time slot. So, pick the one that you want to attend and then have a plan B, C, D, just in case, because some of those sessions will fill up and you won't be able to get in. So definitely have backups to your backups, your backup. And if you're able to get the on-demand option with your ticket, so that even if you miss a session because it's full, or you catch somebody in the hallway and you don't make it to your session, you'll have the ability to watch all of the content, because there's no way you can get, all of the content just in those few days. But having that option of the on-demand is really helpful. And then also dedicate like an hour every week on your calendar to catch up and, consume all the content from Content Marketing World, as long as it's available via on-demand. So just, be prepared so you're not overwhelmed in the moment, because it's a huge conference. There's a lot of content, and just being prepared will help you feel better about it.
I was gonna say, the last thing you want to do that morning when you're like running around trying to get breakfast and get to the keynote hall or whatever, it's like, where am I going to go today? Like, that's probably not the best time, and you may not end up somewhere that you really want to be. Andy says,
the hallway.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's the other thing. The sessions can fill up, so if you get there, figure out where you want to go and head there when you can. Andy says, use the app to make connections as well. That's also a great one. Kelly says she can't wait for Content Marketing World, especially the Industrial Marketing Summit. And she is waiting to meet people that she's only met online. So I know that some of you have done that as well, right? Kelly or Amy, you've met people online and then came to Content Marketing World and met them.
Exactly, yes.
All right, Jennifer, last year you brought a teammate, and your philosophy was sort of divide and conquer, right? So what is your game plan for this year, and what advice do you have for newbies, for first timers?
Yeah, so I am doing the exact same thing this year. I'm dividing and conquering, because just like Amy said, there is so many sessions at each time slot. So I think as a newbie, looking at your goals for the year of professional development or the skill set that you're trying to grow in is really important, as to dictate what sessions you want to be attending. And so just to kind of piggyback off of Amy, making a game plan ahead of time, because it can be very overwhelming. Sessions move very quickly. There's so much information going on, and you want to be able to absorb it all. But having a game plan before you even set foot into Content Marketing World will make a really big difference. So looking at the agenda ahead of time, making that plan, but also taking it a step further. What I learned from being at the conference is that you are taking in so much great information, taking so much notes, that making a plan after, when you get back home and you're in the office, making a plan to actually process it all, to implement in your day-to-day activities. So not just going and getting this great information, but actually utilizing it and taking, your employer to the next level, taking yourself to the next level. So making time, preparing to the sessions that you're going to attend, and then making time when you get back from the conference to really absorb, process, implement, and see where you can put it in to real life.
I think that's a great point. Like you do it all, you take the other notes, and then you're like overwhelmed, and then you're kind of like, what do I do next? And Jeremy, you kind of touched on this a little bit. You're a pro at this. What strategy has worked for you over the years when planning out your week?
Pretty much almost exactly what Jennifer said, but I'll also add to it, go in with a plan, but know when it's time to put the plan away and go with the flow and with what's going on, because you get the opportunity to meet people that you may have, as you talked about, may have only talked to on social media. You get a chance to meet some of the speakers and get to pick their brain a bit. So when opportunities do come up, take advantage of them. Seek out folks that you want to reach out to while you're there. Do that in advance, whether you do it through social media, through the app. As Andy said, absolutely use that app for connecting with folks. Set up meetings, or just, hey, we're going to be at happy hour. Let's run into each other and say hello. Those kind of things can lead to so many great connections, can lead to furthering, what your learnings are while you're there, and also, establishing your network and building your network, and, just going deeper with all the people that you're meeting.
I think I was reading some of your old blog post about Content Marketing World. So you were talking about meeting, like there's speakers that you want to meet, and you made like they're so accessible at Content Marketing World that you're able to go up to them and chat with them. And you've been coming for a while. So let's touch on that. Some of the connections that you have made over the years helped you in your career. So what are some of your pro tips on getting the most out of the networking?
Kind of, like I said, reach out to the folks early that you want to meet up with. How has that helped me in my career? Right now, I'm with Salesforce. I would not be at Salesforce if it wasn't for Content Marketing or Content Marketing World and all the connections in the community there. Pretty much most of my positions, the things that I've been able to do have been a direct result of the community within Content Marketing World, within a lot of the contacts within Content Marketing Institute itself. So there's always great opportunities to try to take advantage of. So, the sky's the limit. One thing I'll say is, when it comes to networking, a lot of people think they're introverts, think that, they're too shy to go talk to somebody. Make the first move, go talk to someone, ask a question, because the person that you're talking to is probably trying to figure out what to say to you or what they want to ask you as well, and they're shy too. So if you break the ice, most people are going to be more than happy to continue a conversation.
And that's what I love about our community is like everyone, and that people have said this, like everyone is just so friendly. Like you can just go up and talk to anyone. You're sitting next to them in the hallway, whatever. Everyone is there to help you and happy to connect as well. And Amy, you're active in our community. You've made friends online in our CMWorld community that you were able to nurture in real life here at the event. I know you had a group of girls that had a lot of fun last year at Content Marketing World. So, and your advice is, right, introduce yourself to anyone and everyone.
Absolutely. So for me, Content Marketing World it's awesome how big it is, but it can also be overwhelming and intimidating. So I have really tried to make it smaller in my own way. And so last year, I think I attended like a happy hour or reception on Tuesday evening, and I met up with Dennis, who was meeting up with his friend Shane, Shane was finally meeting her Twitter friend, Anne, who's on the live stream right now. Hi, Anne. And then we took Sasha under our wing, and she was a first-time solo traveler. So she was there by herself for the first time. We kind of just brought her in our little group, and we hung out all week and attended sessions together and just really got to know each other and learn together. And I did the same thing or something similar in 2019. I was scrolling through the hashtag CMWorld on Twitter on Tuesday evening, and somebody had tweeted out, "Hey, any other first-time solo travelers want to hang out?" And I was like, yeah, I do. So we got together, met up, same thing, attended sessions together, sat together, keynote. We even rode to the airport together. So, and I'm still connected to all of those great people via Twitter or LinkedIn. And I'm here for the relationships. CMI has built an amazing community, and Content Marketing World is a great place to learn, but it's also a great place to connect and nurture relationships that you've had, maybe only online, but now we're able to see each other again in real life.
Yes, Anne is on. She says, "So glad I met you at CMWorld last year, Amy Fair." That's so awesome. That makes me happy. And what is Rachel? Rachel says here, best tip is to find a buddy on site and tag along with, and who would help introduce you. So that's also a great tip there as well. And Jennifer, when you and I talked last year, you said, as far as networking, like I said, you were just sitting at breakfast, one morning, the first morning, and you made a great connection with someone. You kind of seemed surprised by it. Like, I was just sitting at breakfast. So what are your tips for connecting with people at an event?
Yeah, so I would say get out of your comfort zone. Use this as your advantage, as an opportunity to connect with other like-minded individuals. We're all going there for the same purpose, to grow, to learn, to connect. So be sure in that you're in good company. That's what I learned very quickly being a guest and attendee last year, that just sitting at breakfast, I feel like I sat at a table that was all newbies to content marketing world. So I think the table, nobody knew what to do. Nobody knew how to address each other. But once that, just that little one person said hello, then everyone started introducing themselves. So, and then, we kind of made that group of newbies, and we talked about sessions, and we see each other on lunch, and just, are you enjoying your time? And it's, this conference is multiple days. You get to see the same people again, connect with them. So really, I encourage you, get out of your comfort zone, get curious, take that initiative. And another great tip is to actually make kind of like your own question, that your standard question when you're uncomfortable, don't know what to say. Okay, that's like my secret question, my safe zone that I know that can spark a conversation very easily with somebody.
That's a great tip. I love that. Your own personal question.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to ask this question to all of you. Let's start with Jeremy, because he's been here the longest. What's something you learned or took away from content marketing world in the past that really helped either in your career or maybe like a particular project at work that you worked on?
Honestly, I think just understanding and getting to see everyone in person, listen to what they were dealing with at work, and understanding that they were going through some of the same things that I was. Everyone was kind of in the same boat. As far as, content marketing, 10 years ago was relatively new. How do you build that into your overall marketing program? And then even as it's grown and gotten more integrated into people's marketing plans, everyone is still trying to figure out what we're doing. You see some of the speakers, you see some of the thought leaders, and you think, oh my God, they're so much smarter, they're so much more experienced. In many cases, they're not. They're figuring out as they go the same way that we are. And I hear a lot of people talking about imposter syndrome and things like that, where it's like that. We really all are. We're all trying to figure this out. So understanding we're all in the same boat and kind of at that same point in time has been very helpful in helping me realize that, this is where I should be at this point in time. I don't need to be, have the expertise that I think I should have, because nobody has it yet. And as you start to understand that, it helps you, because now you're braver to take more chances, to ask more questions, understanding that, there are no such things as a dumb question. People are trying to figure this thing out. I always figure with questions people ask, if I'm asking it, somebody else somewhere probably has the same question. And hopefully if someone can answer it, that's great. If not, we'll figure it out together. And if we're wrong, well, we'll learn and move on.
That's right. That's right. Amy, what about you?
I've actually taken a lot from the professional development track. I feel like since I've been to content marketing world, the very first time, I've either been laid off or I've been on the job hunt. And so I really tried to not only take in the goodness for my job, but also take in the goodness for myself, and then also share that out. So an example of that is Michaela Alexis had a LinkedIn branding session, like a personal branding session in 2019, I think. And we got this toolkit to really help build your own LinkedIn profile. And so I've actually shared that with several people who have, found themselves on the job hunt or, laid off or for whatever reason. And so I think for me, there's so much good stuff that we can take back and use in our jobs, but then there's also so much that we can take back and use for ourselves. And I sound super selfish right now, but sometimes you need to be selfish.
You got it all. You got it for your work and
Exactly.
for yourself at content marketing.
Absolutely.
Jennifer, what about you?
So I have something very specific that I learned last year that I was able to kind of implement in professionally myself. I'm sure you guys know the keynote speaker, Drew Davis. I love I love his work. I love his just whole experience. He's an experience, right? And last year he was talking about how constraints can breed creativity, and that really his session really came. I took it home because that's so true about constraints. If you kind of put yourself and if you kind of look at not knowing where to go, it kind of makes you get creative about different opportunities that maybe we wouldn't think about. So I really implemented that in my clients, acting like the world kind of just shut down, what would we do, look at different ways. But additionally, Drew gave me such a great speaker, and he will be this year. I speaking again, I cannot wait to see him. But he gave me inspiration as a speaker myself, because I do speak as well. And just kind of watching him on the stage, it was a really, he was inspirational. The way it wasn't just a speech, it was an experience, and he brings you in. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing him keynote again as well.
Yes, he is definitely one of a kind. He has that same energy, whether he's on stage or he's talking to you backstage. He has that energy all the time.
I love it. Yes, can't wait.
So your final thoughts, we'll start with you, Jennifer. What are you most looking forward to this year?
Oh my goodness. Just staying on top of the trends, what's new this year, meeting new people. I'm bringing a new employee this year. I'm really excited for the growth of having her experience Content Marketing World. It's really such a unique experience. So I'm really excited about her growth and just the content marketing world in general. I mean, this is the one time we can all get away and be around our peers and learn from the best of the best.
You're around your people, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Amy? What are you looking forward to?
My people. I'm so excited to see everyone. I'm super excited that, we're back in person, and those that are able to attend can come. So I'm super excited. I'm excited to learn, but I'm also excited to see my people.
What about you, Jeremy?
Yeah, same thing. The people, absolutely. The community is just awesome. I look forward to getting a chance to see them in person at least once a year. So this gives us that opportunity, and you can't beat that in-person experience.
And we have so much. We have a full agenda, great keynotes, great speakers lined up. We also have a ton of fun lined up too, like everyone that mentioned here, the evening events. So when you head over to contentmarketingworld.com, we have under networking, if you look under happenings, we have we have a community meetup. So for any of you who are coming and you attend this live stream, that'll be Thursday evening. So you can come and meet all of us and check it out. That would be great as well. So we have all kinds of fun evening events planned. I think JK, who's a member of staff, has a drink and draw one night. So that should be fun as well. Every morning we have like a fun run, and I'm hosting yoga one morning on the mornings too. So besides the learning and the networking, there's a lot of fun going on as well. So thank you all for joining me today. Jennifer, tell us where people can find you.
Yeah, on LinkedIn, Jennifer Hernandez.
Great. Amy?
You can find me on LinkedIn at Amy Fair, and I'm also on Twitter at Amy Longhorn.
Jeremy?
LinkedIn, Jeremy Bednarski. Same with Twitter at Jeremy Bednarski, and for the CMWorld Slack community.
Yes. We have the Slack community will be there on Thursday night as well. And I forgot to mention, terrible me. Thank you, Andy, for reminding me. There is a first timer session on Tuesday afternoon, I believe. Let me check here. It's at 3 o'clock.
It's at 3 p.m. I'll be there.
Amy will be there for
and
sure.
It's the only session at that time.
Yes. So everyone should come. If you're a newbie, you've never been before, it's a great opportunity to get some advice like we did here today, and also meet people. Like, there will be a whole room of first timers there. So it's a great opportunity to meet some other first timers and connect as well. So yes, please consider joining us for that as well. And thank you everyone who joined us today for this conversation. And I will see everyone in just 3 weeks. We'll be all ready to go in Cleveland. Again, head over to contentmarketingworld.com. There's a code there on the bottom of the screen. Before I leave you all today, we are going to leave you with this quick little look at Content Marketing World. So hopefully you will join us. Thank you all for joining me. Have a good week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You won't find a more passionate group of content marketers anywhere else in the world.
This is an event that celebrates all of the how-tos, and you're going to see some of the best and most world-renowned speakers and experts on this topic.
This is where you come to find your people. Join us for Content Marketing World 2022, September 13th through the 16th. We'll see you there.